Oi, hey there. Sorry I had to wake up like this. You're showing I look like an oil slick. Looking like some bloke at an Easter egg under your forehead. Aye, sorry about the gag, mate, but it wouldn't have you screaming your lungs out now, would it? Move around back there as you like, but it'd only make the rope tighter. In a business like this one's gotta learn how to tie a proper figure eight. Be careful though, or you're gonna fuck around and slice into your wrists. It's really no big deal, as I'm sure you have noticed, that all of that plastic on the seat. And it wouldn't do for you to go bleeding like a pig in my core. You see, this is a Mercedes. It's Yancey, right? Fuck it, I know it is. Yancey Finnegan. You breed dogs, yeah? Well, I know you, but you don't know me. And I do believe you'd have met my employer. You see, my employer has quite the affinity for canines. Actually got his beloved Pickles from one of your little litters a few seasons back. Paid quite the pretty pound for the little cutie, if I remember right. You'll know, beyond business, that little bugger is his world. Takes it everywhere he does. Meetings, vacations, supermarket, hell, even takes it to the worship the good Lord on Sundays. You see, my employer bases the friendships on the things he loves rather than the things he hates. Gets the deeper connections like that, you know? Now, normally when he finds out someone he knows is, let's say, unsavory, he'll just drop all contact with the snake in question. But as I have mentioned, Yancey, he loves dogs. His, most of all. But all the other dogs as well. Don't know why. I'm a cat person myself. But let's keep that a little secret, shall we? Do you watch the news, Mr. Finnegan? No, me neither. Too sad, brings down my mood. Unfortunately for you, my employer does partake in the morning dramas of the BBC. One story in particular caught his eye a few days back. Apparently, somewhere up in Yorkshire, which you will know is where my employer purchases beloved Pickles, and the neighbours of one Yancey Finnegan started to notice a smell. Well, they beat on the door. No answer. From what I hear now, the smell was brutally atrocious and seemed to be coming from the cellar. Well, they called up the authorities, who came out and busted up the stairs and down, thinking they were going to find a dead Yancey. But instead of a Yancey, do you know what they found? They found 26 little paupers starved to death in their goddamn root space. Said some of them had eaten each other's, but all was dead. And no one knows why. And Mr. Finnegan, that's you, hasn't been seen by the likes of the public in weeks. But no need to bother you with the details of your own life. Well, as you can expect, Mr. Finnegan, my employer, who as I mentioned loves dogs, was distraught to say the least. And you know, he couldn't understand why anyone who he thought had such a shared affinity for dogs would let such a terrible thing happen. Especially when my employer funds so many shelters. But no one could find you to ask. And I reckon no one ever will. Calm yourself now, Yancey. Just think of all those dogs. All those cute little dogs. There now. With all that aside, my fat little friend, do you know what today is? Well, let me tell you. Today is the day you starve. Well, today is the day you go without. Tomorrow too. And the day after that. And the day after that. I reckon it'll probably take a tick. I mean, you look like you haven't missed a meal in a long time. My money's on a few weeks. But one thing's for certain, mate. You will starve. You see, my little Yancey pig, it is the wishes of my employer that you do like the dog you are.
The song from our lungs to push the knife from our throats until the sun came.